And I started selling home after home after home because I had two things. I did two things. One was grit, right? I did something. And second, I put myself in front of opportunities.
Yeah.
In front of opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't be successful if you don't put yourself in front of opportunities.
I think you mentioned a couple of great things there. One of which is that, like what you said, you are putting yourself out there. While a lot of people, they're just sitting back and just waiting. So you kind of like put your ego aside and just go there where the opportunity is at. And secondly, like, the market, there's a home down the street that fit what they're looking for. So I totally understand what you're saying now. Like, get to understand the market, get to understand what you should be saying to the clients, so you can build that rapport.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to fail.
Right.
Guys, go fail. Do something. Like, I see people trying to make a podcast now all the time. People like trying to do all this stuff. They're trying to make it perfect, right? And they're like, oh, I'm going to launch this. You know what? They never launch it, right? Because the perfection's taking over. You just got to do something. Do something. So here's another great story. So I'm selling tons of houses doing that. So then I want to get into marketing. Say, hey, I need to market myself more, but I didn't have money to really go out and spend a ton on marketing in this, right? I wanted to do it myself. So I made a huge sign, like those big signs people hold on the street corner. So I made a huge sign. It said something about sell your house for this. I don't know. I don't even know what it says anymore. I had my face on it and I put handles on it. And I went to like the busiest street corner there was in a really, really nice area. And I held that sign.
Wow.
For hours, making it dance. And I wore sunglasses and a hat because I didn't want people to know
you had your
that it was
on the
me
sign.
on the sign. And people would ask me questions sometimes. They'd wind down the window and say, oh, hey, can you point it this way so I can get the number? Can you give me the number? And I'd change my voice. I'd be, oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the number, right? Because I didn't want them to recognize my voice was on the phone. Now, today, I wouldn't care, to be honest with you. Back then, I did care more, right? I thought like, oh my gosh, hold it. But at least I still did something.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're afraid of sometimes putting yourself out there, I was a little afraid then, right? That's why I was wearing the hat and the sunglasses, right? Didn't want them to know because I was like, man, what would they think of me? Yeah. What would they think then if I show up and they're like, aren't you the guy holding the sign? I thought they might think differently of me. But I still did it. I figured out what I was comfortable to do it. And that was putting on the sunglasses and the hat and changing my voice when people talk to me. And I still did it. Now, I don't know if I ever got a sale from that. I'm being honest. I don't know if I ever got a sale, but I did it. And I kept doing it and doing it. But I do know this. I was selling a crap load of homes.
Yeah. So you were a solo agent that time, right?
Yes. Yep.
So I understand. After a couple of years, did you start your own team first before you start your own brokerage? Because I know there was a time that you opened up your own brokerage.
Yeah, great question. No, I actually went straight from solo agent to opening a brokerage.
Okay.
And again, if you guys remember the story that got me into real estate, I looked at that guy and said, if he can do it, I can do it. I looked at my broker at the time and said, I'm giving him 50%. And then I looked at him and said, they're not giving me any resources. They're not building, like, they just weren't. And I said, if this guy can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And we came out and then we actually outsold that brokerage.
Okay.
That's what happens in life though, right? That's what starts to come up. Really, just moments in life that sets you apart to go, this was my destiny. This is what I was supposed to do. And what we focused on then was just agent development. How do you help agents be more successful? How do we give value? Kept that up for 3 years. Then we had a great opportunity with a national company brokerage that we're part of now, which is eXp Realty. We absolutely love that. That was our decision to move that company over. Best decision we ever made in the world, not just for ourselves, but for our agents. And then I went into corporate eXp for a few years, overseeing the entire growth operations for the US. And then my wife's been in real estate during all this time, right? Doing her thing. And then when I came out of corporate real estate, I supported her with her team and what she does. and she's grown an amazing team now. My wife is a complete rock star. Kristen Bear, you guys got to look her up. But I mean, she runs a team now doing over 600 deals a year.
In this market.
I mean, in this market, and her sales are going up every month in this market. They are dominating the shift, and just the resources, support, love that she gives the agents. It's like something I've never seen before. And that's why it's just flourishing so much right now.
Let's backtrack a little bit before we get into the team part. When you open up your own brokerage, right? What was some pros and cons? Some of the good things that's working out really well for you, and what are some of the struggle that you are running to? Because I'm sure some of the audience that are watching, they are thinking about, oh, I may want to start a brokerage. Can you share your experience, your wisdom?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, if you're thinking that, I'm going to tell you complete opposite. Do not start your own brokerage. The broker is the brokest. If anybody objects with me, please shoot me a message on Facebook. I don't care. Maybe you figured out a way to make it more profitable, but the traditional broker system, it doesn't really exist anymore. The franchise system, we also know, is broken right now, right? It's very, very hard to make good income profits off of that unless you're out there selling yourself. Even when I ran my own brokerage, right? I was still selling 100 homes a year myself.
Wow.
So I'm running a brokerage and selling homes, and you'll see most broker owners have to do that. They have to do both. Where the money is right now and where the industry has gone is teams. And the team leaders have figured it out. They don't have to be broker owners. They don't have to take on the liability. They don't have to have all the systems and resources. They can just join a platform and they can build their team. And that's why we are the biggest advocate of teams. I mean, my wife could never be doing what she's doing right now if we were back in the independent broker owner days or even the franchise ownership, right? It doesn't work. So teams is what I would say. But what we experienced during that time of not just income is you grow to certain levels and then you get stuck there. I like to call it the handcuffs of the 20-mile radius of your office, right?
Yeah.
Which I wanted to expand outside of that area. I wanted to be outside of just the 20 miles. I wanted to be able to touch agents wherever I went and be able to partner with them and help them through the industry. And that's what we've been able to do now. We've got almost 2,000 agent partners in 7 different countries. And it's amazing we've been able to do that, which I would never have been able to do that in a traditional brokerage model, but we see those are going away more and more. I don't know if you guys know the statistic that came out. This was a couple of years ago. Over 66% of all real estate is now sold by teams.
Yes, we heard that. Yeah.
The writing's on the wall. Look, if you want to open a Blockbuster, be my guest. Somebody will take money from you to open a Blockbuster franchise. I'm sure there's still one in existence, right? I'm sure you can figure out a way, but it ain't going nowhere. And think about this. Now that we have Netflix and we're doing what we're doing, if Blockbuster reopened, would you guys go back to Blockbuster now?
No.
If I don't know, no.
I mean, think about it, right? We can't. We're in a whole new age.
Yeah.
We're in a whole new era, and that's what we've gotten into real estate. And we see the companies that are up and coming right now that are dominating, and they are all the companies that are dominating the market with their growth, the taking over market share, are the technology-driven ones that are focusing on a platform that expands in the nation for teams. They're not selling franchises.
Yeah.
They're not, the broker owners aren't buying it. It's not happening. That is where the industry is going.
Yeah. Okay. So can you share a little bit about your team, Kristen? Can you share a little bit more about yours and Kristen's team? Like, how many people do you guys have, and what are like the volume, and what are some of the way that you're getting agents to grow, to help them hit their goal and to sell more homes and help more clients?
I love it. Yeah, that's great. So she's got on the team right now just about 71 agents on the sales team, and it's in 4 markets. So we're in Indian River County, Florida, Brevard County, Florida, Orange County, Florida, which is Orlando. Everybody knows that one. and then we're in Chicago. But I'll tell you, I mean, the volume this team's doing, I just tell you, like last month we posted it. It was 107 transactions at 25 million, I think, for the month. That's a month. That's a month, 1 month. So when you look at these numbers, it's just mind blowing. But I think the biggest thing that she's put together is a true value add for the agent, a real value proposition that's not just come with us, we have training, or that it's a full operations with support. I mean, she has in-house transaction coordinators, office managers, success coach, operations managers, sales managers, ISA teams. So it's literally an entire company within a global brokerage. Okay. So that fuels everything. And then the partnerships that she's made, the partnerships with realty.com, with Zillow, these are what feeds, right? People that bring in buyers and sellers, and what makes this all work. And that's so important. You can have a great value proposition, but if you don't have a partnership, it doesn't work. I tell people all the time, if you want to have a team and have a successful team, you got to have leads. Like you've got to. And then you got to figure out a way to have those leads convert. Because if you just have leads that are non-converting leads, is anybody making money?
Yeah. Got it. So
there's a lot of systems that go into place to make sure leads are converting, right? So how many leads are coming in? We're probably getting 1,000 to 1,500 a month. And then how many are converting in a month?
Okay, got it. I know that John and we're going to be starting a team leader mastermind.
I'm on it next week.
You're the speaker.
Yes.
So
yes,
wait to hear you speak, and we definitely need to get together to mastermind with Kristen again, because we are looking to build our team as well.
Awesome.
So that we can get the playbook. And for any audience that want to learn how to build a team, please reach out to us, reach out to Chris, and we'll be able to mastermind and grow together. So thank you so much, Chris. You have so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
如果你还没有订阅我们的频道，或者如果你喜欢我们的频道的话，麻烦你再帮我们订阅，帮我们按赞，或者帮我们分享我们的节目。然后我们这里也有一个微信的一个群，叫房产经纪工作室。如果你有兴趣加入的话，再随时按我们下面的 QR code 哦。谢谢你的观看，拜拜，
拜拜。